My team and I recently published our first annual Nomad Beach Index, where we went through some of the world's best beaches and the world's best islands to find not only where you could visit, but where you could actually live. And what we found in that process is what a lot of people want in a livable place is a place that speaks English. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 great islands with beaches where you can live without learning a new language. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Henderson, and let's talk about islands where you can live. One of the big things people ask me is, do I have to learn a new language? Whether you're a native English speaker, as I am, or whether you use English as your second language to communicate with the world, when people are looking at going overseas, the idea of having to learn some crazy new language often puts them off. I know it seems a little weird to people who say, hey, just fit in with the culture. But when you're first trying to dip your toe in, you want a certain amount of comfort. It takes a certain amount of courageousness just to leave your own country and go and live somewhere else, to live this nomad capitalist lifestyle. So being able to just speak English and get along is an important thing for a lot of people. So let's talk about 10 islands where you can go and live. Another thing we found when we were making this beach index was a lot of the indexes that talk about beaches, they have these very aspirational beaches, somewhere deep in the South Pacific where the average person that lives in the US or the UK is not going to go and visit. They look at it, wow, that's really beautiful. Cancun? Yeah, okay, Cancun. And so what I wanted to do was really make this accessible. Find places where you can actually go and live, where you can actually immigrate there. The tax policies are reasonable or actually very favorable, where you can actually get benefits in addition to the beautiful beaches. So let's talk about 10 countries. Okay, if we're talking about beaches, let's talk about islands, the island lifestyle. Where can you go and live the island lifestyle? Number one is Belize. Now, Belize obviously itself is not an island, but Belize does have islands. This is a very popular place with US persons and Canadians who like the proximity. There are flights from places like Houston, I think Miami, and you can just fly into Belize relatively easily. They do speak English. It is this interestingly unique English-speaking country in Central America. And there's a whole history there with British influence. And so if you want to stay close to home and you're from the US or Canada, Belize is certainly a place where a lot of people go and visit. They also oftentimes overpay for properties. That's a different story, but definitely if you like diving, if you like snorkeling, if you like proximity to your home country, Belize is definitely worth considering. The number two island country should come as no surprise to people who have been watching Nomad Capitalist for a long time, and the country is Malaysia. Now again, Malaysia itself is not an island. You have peninsular Malaysia connected with Thailand and Singapore. You have the part of Malaysia that's on Borneo, which is an island. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about the idea of Langkawi, the resort island, the Penang, which is actually an interesting place for some people to consider living. Malaysia, English-speaking country. People do speak different languages. People speak Bahasa Malay, people speak Chinese. There are different languages because there are different cultures, but what unifies them is English. English is not spoken in every little nook and cranny of the country, but if you go and live on Langkawi Island, not only will you get a lower minimum purchase price for real estate than the rest of Malaysia, but you will be able to get around by speaking English. Number three is Malta. If you're looking for European living and you don't want to speak anything but English, then you're in luck. You can go to Malta. A lot of people from the UK, for example, have been gravitating towards Malta. Now, I think that Malta is often overrated in the offshore community. People say, go set up a Malta company, set up a Malta trust, register your yacht in Malta. All these different things. Malta, Maltese residence programs. Quite frankly, I think that they are often overpriced. But if you want to live in an island and you want English and you want that Mediterranean vibe, then Malta is definitely a place that you can consider. It's not going to be cheap, but you probably didn't expect that if you were living in the European Union. Number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all of the Caribbean citizenship by investment countries, all of which have ties to the UK and all of which speak English. So St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica and Grenada. They do speak English. Now this, I think, is really going to be island life at its finest, because you don't have some of the amenities that you would have in a place like a Malta or a Langkawi or certainly a Penang or those places. What you're going to have is a really traditional island life in the Caribbean, a lot of beautiful scenery around, not as much to do, but what's cool is it's a great way to package your second passport, your plan B, potentially your tax strategy, and if you want to live on an island, your lifestyle strategy into one. You've got two of those countries which are tax-free for living, and so there's a lot of different reasons that you might want to consider going there, on top of the fact that they do speak English. Number 9, if you want that crazy island in the South Pacific, why not Fiji? Fiji is a very popular tourist destination. There are debates among people who travel around the South Pacific. Is Fiji all it's cracked up to be? I think Fiji is a very nice place. And so if you'd like to speak English and you want something that's totally far away, or if you're from Australia or New Zealand, you want something that's a bit closer to your home, Fiji is definitely worth considering. And number 10, not so far away from Fiji, also down there in the Southern Hemisphere, Vanuatu. They do speak English. In some parts, not quite as well. You've got a bit kind of the same kind of vibe in that way is like a Malaysia, in my opinion. Very nice people, very sweet people. Again, in my opinion, not quite as much to do. I have been to Vanuatu. They do also have a citizenship by investment program that is unique, to say the least. And if you just, again, want to be close to Australia, want to be close to New Zealand, or want to be far away from it all. Remember, when I was growing up, the code word around the house for something that was really far away was, he went to Vanuatu. So those are 10 places that you might want to consider. What I omitted from the list, your bonus 11th option, you want an island? How about Ireland? You want that European island? Certainly it is an island. Probably doesn't really feel like an island. Doesn't really give you that same vibe of an island. Kind of Ireland, just having a little trouble there. But there's your bonus 11th one. You could move to Ireland. Much more expensive to live there, much more expensive to move there. But there are 10 or 11 islands. Which am I missing? Which islands should people be considering living to? What places would you consider moving to where they do speak English? Leave your comments below. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson from Nomad Capitalist. I wrote this book, which you can find on Amazon, to distill a lot of the stuff we talk about in these videos and a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last decade plus traveling all around the world, teaching you about how to legally reduce your taxes, build your personal freedom, and create wealth faster. Definitely get a copy of this book if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so you never miss one of our new videos with more tips on how to go where you're treated best. And if you're already a 6- or 7-figure entrepreneur and you'd like to put these strategies in place for yourself, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn about how I can help you.